Hello, good day viewers. Welcome to another biology presentation. So we have a question right here that is coming from biology paper 2 for 2018. And this is question 4 right here. The question reads, figure 4.0 shows muscles and bones of the forearm of a human being. So this is figure 4.0, which is showing the muscles and bones of the forearm of a human being. So we have the part labeled S. We also have the part labeled T. We also have the part labeled R. We also have the part labeled U. So before we even look at the question, we can try to label these parts. Okay. So the part labeled S right here, this is the scapular bone. This is the scapular bone. And the part labeled T, this is a muscle which is called a tricep muscle. Okay. And the part labeled R, this is also a muscle which is called the bicep muscle, which is found in front of the arm. Then we have the part labeled U. This is called a bone. So this bone is called ulnar bone, the bone which is found at the bottom there of the arm. Okay. Then we also have this bone right here, which is on top. So this bone on top is called the radius bone. Okay. So these are the parts. So the two muscles, the bicep muscle and the tricep muscle, they work antagonistic. They work in opposite, depending when a person straightens the arm or bends the arm. So we have said the part labeled S. This is the scapular bone. This is the scapular bone, and the muscle labeled T, we have said this is the tricep muscle, and you have said this bone labeled U, this is called the this is the ulnar bone, and this one right here in front of the arm, this is the radius bone. Okay. Then the muscle labeled R, this is called the bicep muscle. Okay. So these are the parts. Now we can try to look at the question. So we come to our question A right here. So our question A reads, identify A, muscle T, and bone U. So the muscle labeled T right here, we have said this is the tricep muscle. So here we just write tricep. Then we come to B, bone U, we have said this is the ulnar bone. Okay, so it becomes now very easy to answer. We come to question B. So question B reads, this is our question B1 right here. What name is given to the pair of muscles T and R? So what name is given to the pair of muscles T and R? So the muscle that they are talking about, this is the muscle labeled R, which is the bicep, and the muscle labeled T, which is the tricep. So I did mention that the bicep and the tricep, the pair of these muscles is called antagonistic muscles because they work in opposite direction, depending with how the person is doing the arm. Okay. So if the person is bending the arm, the biceps will contract while the tricep muscles will relax. But if a person is straightening the arm, the tricep muscles will contract while the bicep muscles will relax. So the name here we have said this is antagonistic. This is antagonistic. Okay, so this is antagonistic muscle. Yeah, that is the answer right there. Then we come to question B2. So question B2 reads, name one other such pair of muscles in the human body. So they want us to find the other such pairs of muscles in the human body that work in opposite direction or that are called antagonistic muscles as well. Okay, so we have the red dowel, we have the red dowel, and the circular muscles. These muscles are found in the iris, red dowel and circular muscles. So these muscles, they also work in opposite uh, direction depending with how a person moves from the dark room or to the bright room. These muscles will work in opposite. The other muscle will contract, the other will relax, depending with the amount of light that is entering the eye. Another example that we can give, we can talk of the longitudinal and the circular muscles in digestion. Okay, so we have answered our question B1. Let us now come to our next question, and this is our question C right here. So this question C reads, label on figure 4.0 where you find a tendon and where you find a pivot. So they want us to label on the diagram where we are going to find a tendon and where we are going to find a pivot. So let's take a look at the diagram. All right, so this is the diagram right here. This is the diagram. So they want us to identify where we are going to have the tendon and where we are going to have the pivot joint. So the tendon is a connective tissue that connects a muscle to a bone. So the muscles are being connected to the bone through the tendon. So the tendon will be found right here. Okay, this is where the tendon is going to be found. Tendon will be found right here, meaning that this muscle is being connected to another bone through the what? The tendon. So here, this is where we are going to have the tendon. Okay. Then when we talk of the joint, the joint will be right here. So this joint will also be connected by a connective tissue that we call a ligament. So a ligament connects a bone to another bone. So you can see this bone is being connected to another bone. So the joint is right here. Okay. So we have said the joint will be right here. This is where we're going to have a joint. Okay. So if you are supposed to point on the diagram, this is where you point. So we have answered our question. We now move on to another question. All right, so we come to our question D right here. The question reads, give two ways in which skeletal muscles of an insect differ from the skeletal muscles of a human being. So they want us to state two differences of the skeletal muscles of an insect and that of a human being. So the first difference, we can say the skeletal muscles of an insect doesn't have tendons, while the skeletal muscles of a human being consist of tendons. That is the first difference. The second difference, we can say the in insects the skeletal muscles uh, they are outside, while in humans the skeletal muscles are inside, meaning that insects have the type of skeleton that we call exoskeleton because it's outside. Then humans have the type of skeleton that we call endoskeleton because they are inside. So we can write our answers right here. So we have said in insects, okay, in insects muscles do not have tendons, while in humans muscles have tendons. So this is our first difference. Then our second difference, we said that in we said that in insects, muscles are outside, while in humans, muscles are inside. Muscles are inside. So these are the differences between the skeletal muscles of an insect and that of a human being. So we've now come to our question E, which is right here. Identify the bone labeled U. So let us take a look at the diagram so that we identify this bone. Alright, so this is the diagram. So on our last question, they want us to identify the bone that is labeled S. So this bone labeled S, we said this is the scapular bone. Okay, the scapular bone, the one that is found on the shoulder blades. Okay, so this is the scapular bone. That's bone S. Okay, so let's write the answer. All right, so we have said bone S. This is the scapular bone. This is the scapular bone. All right, so we have answered all the question. So thank you so much, everybody. We've come to the end of our lesson. This has been your presenter, Mr. Mlenga. Bye bye.